an honored guest. As our Toastmaster mentioned, I am going into my 9th year as a Toastmaster. 9 years in this club, and I have not been here actively for about 3 or 4 of those years. So I have made a commitment to come back in 2018. Things have kind of slowed down in my life, and I want to get back into it. And I thought the best way to do that is maybe to reintroduce myself, because there are a lot of members of this club that don't know me, or don't know me from the beginning. So I grew up in West Valley, and I grew up a very idyllic childhood. I have a twin brother and an older brother, and graduated high school, great life, and decided I was going to go off to college. And this was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I applied to one place, wanted to go to one place only. It meant I had to leave my house. And when I left to go to college, I made the conscious decision that I was not going to be this little shy little person in myself. That I was going to branch out, I was going to do big things, and it was going to be this great experience. And I wish I could stand up here and tell you that it happened overnight, but it did not. It took many years. But I went off to college, I moved out, I moved in with 5 other strangers. I don't know who decided that 6 women should all live together, because that was a very interesting experience. I joined clubs, I went and I did things, but I was still really, really shy. And I met my husband my 2nd year of college, and we dated, and I moved back here to Salt Lake. We got married, and I was really young. I was 20 when I got married, and then I became a full-fledged adult. We bought a house when I was 21. We moved into a neighborhood. I was working full-time. He was working full-time. I didn't have any chance to break out of this little comfort zone. And then we started having kids, made the decision that I'd stay at home. And my first kid, it's really easy when you have your first kid, because you can sit in your house all day and the hours just pass and nobody is going to knock on your door if you don't let them. And so I would read 3 or 4 or 5 books a week, because all I had was this baby, and what was I supposed to do with this baby? And eventually I got to where I met some people in the neighborhood, some other young moms like me, and I started to break out of my comfort zone a little bit. But I was still really shy. And I knew that about myself, and I knew that I wanted to be something different. So more kids came. I have 3 beautiful children. I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old. And they're cute, and I love them, and they make me such a better person. When my 9-year-old was born, my husband was in school getting his master's, and he was working full-time, and he was never home. And I thought, what could I do that will get me out of the house and get me out to meet people? And that's when I joined Toastmasters. Now I have a little bit of a segue into Toastmasters, because my father is Ron. And my father has been a Toastmaster for as long as I can remember. I remember being a little girl and him going off to speech contests. I remember him being president and district, I want to call it district manager, but it's not district manager, but over the district and over the region, and who knows, all with this hilarious Toastmaster group that none of us in the family knew about, right? And then I finally joined, and I finally understood what it was. But how does a girl who peed her pants when she was in kindergarten because she was too nervous and too shy to go tell the teacher she had to go to the bathroom, how does she end up here giving speeches? And that's what I would like to talk about a little bit tonight, is how to get uncomfortable in your comfort zone. We all have a comfort zone. We all have a little space around us where we are comfortable. And it's there because it has the least amount of anxiety and the least amount of stress. And so how do we force ourselves to step out of that? And the number one thing I can tell you is that you just say yes. When somebody invites you to do something, you say yes. And then when you sit at home, and I do this a lot, and I still do it, and I'll be like, oh, I don't want to go, I don't want to go do that, because I'd rather just stay at home, I would rather just do this by myself. But then you go, and you know what? 99% of the time, you have a good time. You're out there, you're meeting people, you do these things that you didn't think were possible. So in the last 5 or 6 years, I've really tried to put myself out there. I started a running club, a countywide running club out in Tooele County. We just moved from Tooele County, and so I've handed the reins over to somebody else for that. I was awarded the Tooele County Citizen of the Year for 2016 with my efforts with the running club. And I met people from all walks of life and from every industry so that I have a network of people. I'm part of a bowling league and still drive out to Tooele County once a week to bowl with them. I do these things that I, maybe 15 years ago, would never have done. And by doing that, I have met an amazing array of people, including the people in this club. And I have found joy in life. And so I leave that with you. The number one thing to do to break out of your comfort zone is just to say yes. Thank you, Madam President.